Hello and welcome to the Kriegsspiel Cup. This is our second game, the Battle of Raphia. We are watching or witnessing the International Kriegsspiel Society face off against the Loughton Strike Force. And I am umpiring with Ecocrates here. And we're about to start. I just gotta share my screen. Alright. So you're on the far left of your line. You've got the cavalry. I guess you got some Libyan infantry and Greek mercenaries with you, as well as the elephants, I believe, under your command. Across from you, oops, that was a bad idea. Sorry, there's a commander I missed to delete. Okay, there's no commander over there. All right, across from you, you can see the enemy elephants, quite imposing, large Asian elephants, making your own elephants nervous. What are your orders?
I'm going to order my entire formation to begin to advance, looking to advance at the same pace as the phalanx to my right.
Okay, that's easy enough. Thank you.
Mhm.
Who's on your right wing? Is it Andromachus?
I believe that's
Oh, that's Marshall.
Sisyphus. I think it's Achilles.
Okay.
Let's see here. I could.
Hello, Marshall or
Hello, sir.
Dionysius. All right, give me 1 second. I'll share my screen. All right, you should have an invite to see. Let me know when you can see it.
There it is. There it is. I see it.
All right.
Okay. It looks like me. And who is riding on top of me?
I believe you're the one on top, and that is your horse, which is nameless.
Oh, oh,
So
that's refreshing.
here's you are in your right wing. You got your elephants backed by the Thracian and Gaul medium infantry. Then your household cavalry, your Echikori cavalry, and some Libyan light cavalry. Here on the right wing of your line, and ahead of you, you can see the Seleucid left wing. Looks like they have some cavalry and some light infantry ahead of you.
Okay, and I don't think I see any skirmishers out there, right?
Nope.
Okay, we will proceed at the same pace as the rest of the line for now.
Okay. You got it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Let's see. Hello, Chris.
Hello, James. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you, and
Excited.
excited.
Very
Can you hear
excited.
me? Okay, I had to change my mic around.
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
Oh, perfect, excellent.
All right, I'm sharing my screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Okay, it's a watch stream. It's just loading up. Yes, I can see it. I can see your cavalryman with his green armored horse thing.
That's you. All right. So you're here.
Yes,
You're here with
I
your
am.
men on the right wing. You got your elephants, the javelineers,
Yes.
the Greek
Mhm.
infantry behind. Across from you, you
Mhm.
can see some enemy elephants as well as
Mhm.
cavalry,
Yeah.
and of course the rest of your lines over here. What are your orders?
Yes. So my orders are the medium infantry all behind the elephants will hold. There's no orders there.
Okay.
But simply put, if I can do this, the javelin will echelon over to the left to make way for the elephants, and then it'll just both advance.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
And then if I'm going to move myself, I'll keep myself behind the elephants.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. So they need help move anything.
The center is not moving at all.
Oh, really?
So I just have to get Gary's orders. All they wanted to do was co-locate, so I let them start as if they were co-located.
Do everyone?
No. Just the Simon and
okay.
the CIC.
You still got to
So
go.
their only order was to move together.
Okay. Are you still going to Gary? Or you got to get Gary?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get Gary real quick.
So while we're waiting, there's a very different deployment from the last game. Last game, both teams basically had a single line stretching across the entire valley. This game, both teams decided to double up, and so they don't. You can see there's a lot of room on their wings for maneuver, potential flanking as well. But they have lots of reserves in the form of the second line. So this battle's probably going to last longer as a result. But I think this deployment's smarter on both sides. But the interesting thing about it is it really comes down to what happens on the wings. Once one wing can beat the other wing and get on the flank and rear of the phalanx, it's basically over for that team. Now, last game we saw the wings on both sides, I think it's the right wing on both sides, defeat the left wing on the other side and then start to roll each other up. But the Seleucids got lucky and that they killed Ptolemy in doing so. How'd it go, Swints?
Good. I'm stuck in this camera mode, but
You can't. If you hit P, you can't get out of it.
oh god, no. Okay, hold on. Whoa. Okay, there we go. Nope, we're good. The skybox went a little wonky on me for a second, but
Are
everyone just wants to advance.
That's what I thought. I'll move them.
General advance. Hold on.
Alright.
And then the skirmishers just a little
Even further.
shift. Well, they wanted to shift their skirmishers over, so I was gonna just have them shifted a little.
Okay. Interesting move.
And then Ptolemy went to Eucrates. There we go.
I'll move them now. Well, I'll wait till next turn. We're just waiting on one last orders from Gary.
All right, no one's moving.
Okay. All right. Well, so basically the Egyptian lines is just a normal straight-on advance. The wings are keeping pace with the center, and on the Seleucids, only the elephants and the javelineers moved. So that's it. All right. Next turn.
Yep.
Do it again. I'll take Ptolemy this time since he's with Echocrates.
Thanks.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Alright, sharing my screen. So, horns sound and the entire army advances as one, with the wings keeping pace with the slow phalanx soldiers. Everyone's just slowly advancing. It looks like the skirmishers on the left wing sidled this way a little bit. On the enemy side, their line for the most part stands still. The only thing that moved was their elephants advancing and some javelineers kind of moving to the side to get out of the way of the elephants over here. Otherwise, no movement on their line. And of course, Ptolemy came to visit you, so.
All right.
What are your orders?
We're going to keep advancing. Just as not, I'm not giving your order. I'm just telling you. We're going to keep advancing at the pace of the phalanx because it looks like the elephants are deployed right in front of a phalanx, not in front of you, and we would love to impale the elephants on sticks rather than let them into your horses.
Sounds good. Okay, so then I guess for my orders, I'm just going to continue forward on pace with the phalanx to my right.
All right, you got it.
Can I look behind us real quick, James?
Of course.
Zeke, is there anything in your formation that you would like to change while you have a second human here who can give an order?
The only thing I would say, I would like to take my cavalry just a little bit further to the left so that it's out of the way of my infantry.
Yeah. And you don't have to give the order to keep advancing because that was the order you gave last turn. So both of you can issue independent new orders if you want to do something for a specific unit.
In that case, I'll just lead my cavalry out at like a 45-degree angle to the left, just out of the way of my infantry a bit.
And you'll go with them, lead them out.
I'll go with them. Yeah.
Yeah, go with them.
Ptolemy.
I am going to move to Andromachus at the center right.
Okay, got it.
I won't give any orders. He's got it here.
All right, thank you. Oh, I'm already here. Share my screen.
All right, boss.
All right, so you give the word, and your wing advances in conjunction with the main phalanx line, keeping pace with them. Very nice leisurely pace because the phalanx moves slow. So your whole army is basically advancing as one. On the Seleucid side, their line is not moving. Their wing in front of you does not change. Their phalanx line's holding. The only movement you see is elephants far down the way are moving up. That's it.
All right. There's a little bit of scale that's lost in TTS screenshots here. The question that I have is about how many turns at current speed do we have before we can expect contact? Roughly. I don't expect precision.
If they don't move and you keep this pace?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, if they don't move, it's about 6 or 7 turns before you make contact.
Okay. Because at some point I'm going to have to shift my elephants to the right, and I have to time that.
Yeah.
So I want to do it soon enough, but not too late enough. So I don't know how long it takes like my elephants to kind of move over to the right without crushing everything along the way.
Yeah, you still got a little bit of time, especially if they're not going to move up either.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll hold off on making that big play there for another turn. We'll continue as before. Same pace as the arm.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, James.
Hello, I'm back. Just getting into the right view. All right.
So this is turn 2 now, I assume.
Yes, this is now turn 2. Normally, when it's not ancients, usually we're very descriptive of what time it is exactly. But since it's ancient,
This is
nobody has watches anyway. It's just
we have no idea. Yeah.
So you given the order for the javelineers to get out of the way and the elephants to advance, which they do. You're now behind them.
Yeah.
The rest of your line, you can see them moving now. They didn't move last
Oh,
turn.
Jesus. Correct. Yeah, my medium Maybe medium infantry. Yes, correct.
Yep. So they stayed behind. Your phalanx line didn't move either, although it looks like they're moving now. The enemy army and line basically just advanced as one. The wings didn't pull ahead of the phalanx, so they're all just a single line slowly moving forward. And that's it.
Interesting. So my second turn order, so this is turn 2. Second turn orders are basically, there's a general advance for everyone to keep going forward, but the medium infantry should keep in line with the advancing phalanx.
Okay.
Apart from that, everything forward.
And to clarify, because the elephants can move faster than the phalanx, do you want them to go maximum
The elephants can just go their normal or kind of well, how much faster is maximum in comparison to? Is it like 3 times as quick, or is it just slightly quicker?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times faster than the phalanx line.
Oh, gee, but maybe just slightly fast. Maybe about double the phalanx speed.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so they keep a decent distance ahead, but not like they're hitting the battle line and we're still 8 miles away. So yeah, decent distance ahead, but then everything else can just advance and stay with the main battle line.
All right, thank you.
Cool.
Skirmish.
Uh-oh, Swin's having issues.
Yeah, Swens is. He was seeing the dungeon of TTS, like a random warehouse.
TTS threw me into a random warehouse void, and then it crashed.
Oh, the warehouse is outside the skybox.
Yeah, the skybox disappeared,
That's interesting.
and then it crashed.
Well,
Yeah, I'm trying to log back in right now,
I'm
James.
never making a game this large again. It's 2.
His orders were to general advance, though, so I'm gonna start moving him forward.
Okay, good.
Yeah, general advance. If the skirmishers can get into range of the elephants, they're to do so. But I don't think they can. So I don't think that's really gonna have to.
So is the whole line moving forward, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay. I shall do that.
Okay. Great, we're back in.
Did I?
So the skirmishers are supposed to like sprint out in front. Is that the idea?
Yeah. To try to attack prepare to attack the elephants.
Is the left wing advancing too? Do I need to move them up?
Yeah. Everyone's advancing.
Okay.
Oh, he means the skirmishers, not the pelters. Okay.
The pelters are skirmishers, unless it specifically means the skirmisher.
Yeah, the ones that are called skirmishers.
So with these skirmishers could go another
20.
20.
another 20. Yeah. So they're gonna do that.
And if they do that, that puts them in range. So they do attack 1, and their attack 1 as well. So 1 hit. So I'll let the elephants know they're starting to take skirmish fire. All right.
Otherwise, we're done, right?
Otherwise, we're done.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Does each elephant count as a separate target for targeting purposes, or?
Yes, they do. So each unit is its own stats when it comes to elephants.
Okay, cool. Just make a check.
Yep.
I'm back to Ptolemy.
Ptolemy is he's in the center right.
There he is. I see it.
Which I'll move him down. All right, next turn. Let's do it. All right.
Okay.
So you take your cavalry, tell them to follow you, and lead them away from the formation at a kind of 45-degree angle. They're maintaining their formation pretty well. The rest of the line behind you continues to basically do a general advance, although you can see skirmishers running ahead and actually starting to fire at the approaching elephants. On the enemy line, you can see some javelineers and elephants are kind of pulling ahead on the right wing, with some Greek infantry moving to catch up behind. Their phalanx line is now advancing as well. But that's what you can see from this side of the battlefield.
Okay. I guess my orders now. I'd like to try to. I'll slow my cavalry formation down, and I just want to try to wheel them to face towards the enemy flank. If there's time remaining after I've kind of wheeled my formation around, then I'll start to advance again.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. All right, Dionysius.
All right.
Getting into the right view.
Okay.
So, all right. So your wing continues to advancing, keeping pace with the enemy line, or sorry, your allied, your own line. As you look across the battlefield, you can see the enemy elephants pulling ahead. It looks like some skirmishers on your side are racing forward to start to engage, and then the enemy line is advancing now, pretty much keeping pace with each other, except for the elephants, as I mentioned. But they are marching towards you. So that 6-turn time limit is now more like 3 or 4, since both sides are closing in on each other.
Okay. All right. So what I want to do now is I need to move the elephants to my right flank.
Okay, so they're going to go to the right of that cavalry.
Yeah. They'll go to the right of the cavalry. Actually, move them to the right of the infantry and put the cavalry in front of all the elephants. So it'll be cavalry, elephants, and then to the left are infantry.
So they'll go.
The elephants are just going to go a little to the right, to my right, and the cavalry might have to come a little to the left, but they're going to go out in front of the elephants and screen them.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
So, okay, good luck. Thank
you. I'm back.
Returned. Turn 3.
Turn 3. Here we go.
Here we go.
Let me know when you can.
Is it going quite quick? It's going quite quick.
It'll slow down once everyone's fighting and we got to do combat.
Yeah, once everyone's fighting, you guys have rolling some dice here. All right, yep. Your live streams come on. Yep.
All right. So elephants continue to advance, and the enemy skirmishers, some Cretans and what are they? Archers, have run ahead and are now firing on your own your lead frontmost elephants. Starting to kill some of the men in their boxes. As you look to the right, you can see the enemy cavalry has pulled off and is kind of moving further off to the flank. Their own line and their own elephants are just slowly advancing. Your own line is also advancing, so you got your infantry moving to catch up, and then your main phalanx line is making their slow advance as well.
Interesting. Right. What is the distance between me and there's light infantry? Am I within quote a 1 move distance away? Out of curiosity.
You are, yes.
Ooh, interesting. And then can you just pan to the right so I can see that cavalry again?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. And is that infantry I can see kind of just behind the cavalry?
Over
or
there.
Something over there. Something over there. Could be some infantry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so my general orders are oh god. Another quick question before I give the orders. What's the ride distance to my fellow commanders who are just which are just to my left, which are on the tail end of the phalanx?
The tail end of the phalanx? I mean,
Yeah, they should. I mean, not that one. The tail closest to me.
Oh.
They should be right on the edge of the air.
Oh, from them to there? Oh, I lost them.
Sorry about that, James. I touched my screen and it took off Discord.
No
Sorry. I'll
worries.
get back. Yeah, so they should be on the they should be on the tail end of my phalanx. So what would that be? Be one turn ride.
From where they're at, it would take them about 2 turns to reach. If they charged at full speed, probably about 2 turns to reach this area.
Interesting. All right. So my orders. Actually, let me go back to your screen, your stream quickly. So my orders are then to the elephants will continue forward and go straight into those light infantry, at a pace to hit them, and the light infantry would advance with them as well and engage anything to the front. The medium infantry will hold where they are for the time being, just so I can see if any more cavalry advances around here. So elephant straight ahead at full speed to hit the light infantry. My light infantry follow up and engage anything to the front. Medium hold steady.
Okay. I'll let it slide this time, but as a reminder, in the future, you only get 1 order per turn.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. What I mean is, yeah. So when I mean stand still, do I need to give an order to make them stand still? Is that an order?
That would be an order, yeah, to stop there.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, then I will. That's fine. I'll play by the rules then. Sorry. I will just keep the advance then, but the elephants will charge ahead at full speed, hit the light infantry.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, cool. So the infantry can keep moving up then, because I'll give them the order next turn.
Okay. Excuse me. Oops.
You need help with any combat or anything?
I haven't even. Oh, why is it being weird? Alright, these guys are wheeling around. That's probably about all they can do. Wow, it's like super fast, super sensitive. I don't know why it did that. Alright, so the elephants are charging into the skirmishers. I don't think they get out of the way.
Skirmishers wouldn't just run back.
Well, they would, but they're faster, and then... Dang it, I don't... My whole...
The skirmishers haven't moved yet. I will say,
Yeah, so they can run back, but they're basically...
Yeah, they'll probably get. Some of them are going to get trampled, but they would still eventually probably.
They can make it all the way to the lines.
So give them. Well, you guys want to roll the combat for them while moving stuff?
Sure.
So give the skirmishers, let them do their attack, and then those 2 elephant units, let them attack back. Actually, these guys.
What are the elephants? 2.
All my TTS movements are super sensitive now. Which is annoying. Alright, so he wanted the elephants.
Oh, 2 hits.
That'll break them.
I'll do the other one. No hits. And are the elephants on the right shooting? Like this guy?
Yeah, you can roll for that. And then the
No,
same for the javelineers. I'll roll for that. Just let them get a shot off. Oh, 2 hits.
okay. I think we're done.
Yep. All right, next turn. All right.
Okay.
So you have managed to wheel your cavalry essentially to where they're facing east now.
Okay.
So you're staring down the length of the battlefield. The enemy elephants have charged forward and are at the moment trampling some of your some of your skirmishers on your side. The javelineers have advanced and are also lobbing some javelins at your elephants. You can see their light infantry's pulled ahead of their phalanx line a little bit, and both phalanx lines are slowly converging.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I guess I will. It's tough with only one order. I think what I want to do is, I'll lead my entire cavalry formation forward, targeting the light infantry on the enemy's flank near their phalanxes.
Okay. If you kind of shoot for the middle, your right side will hit the javelineers, and your left side that one. But you can also go straight for them to make sure.
Okay. No, I'll lead right down the middle. That would be better for me. I didn't realize how wide my formation was here.
Yeah, it's pretty wide, 3 units wide.
Okay. All right, that's what I'll do then.
All right. You got it. Hello, Dionysius. Oh, it looks like Ptolemy's with you. Hold on, let me move.
All right.
Ptolemy's here. Why?
I do have a quick question. Are we the baddies? I mean, we've got a philosopher commanding us.
That's up to you to decide.
It's just a thought, you know?
All right, Ptolemy's here with you. I'm sharing my screen. Your elephants move off to the right. Your cavalry are in the process of moving to the left. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I just remembered you on the cavalry in front of the elephants.
Yes.
They're still working on that. And then the infantry's
Yeah.
waiting.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Infantry's
Keep
waiting
them
for them.
escape.
Your cavalry commander got confused. Enemy
Uh-huh.
continues to advance, but not, at least on the left wing, not pulling ahead of their phalanx line. And as you look down the center, it looks like skirmishers are advancing and engaging. It looks like the enemy elephants have charged forward and are, it's kind of hard to see from all the way over here, but charging forward across the way on your side.
Okay, I'd like to look to my front again real quick.
Yep, here's your front.
And how many cavalry formations can I make out to my front?
One. Is that one?
Okay, perfect. I'd like to detach one of my cavalry formations to sweep the skirmishers in the center.
Okay.
Their orders are to sweep the skirmishers and then ride around behind the line and return to me if able, although they are free to operate on their own recognizance.
So you're
Because
saying
I am of the opinion that when you commit a unit, it's gone, it's played.
That's
But
the
I would like to
household.
sweep those skirmishers from the center.
Only thing I would say is don't set the household heavy cavalry to do that because they're the best unit in the army.
Yeah, I'll just send the least of my formation, whatever that
You
may
want
be.
the Libyan skirmishers?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're to actually close with the skirmishers and drive them off. Don't stand as a giant target and get pelted. Just literally charge them, drive them.
Got it.
Well,
Tom?
Run 'em
Marshall,
over.
while there's a second human here, is there any other like rearrangement or second order that you would give?
Not unless you want me to give a second order.
No, I don't particularly, but I know that because you're limited to one, I can play back up. I don't have any other orders I want to micromanage. I want to talk to you, but that's it.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm good to go.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, we're back.
Hold on, I forgot something. Oh, Swen's
Ah.
got telling me. Okay, we're good. All right, now I'm back.
Hey, back. All right, let's see this disaster of a flank. For it to load. There we go. All right, cool.
All right, so your elephants charge forward.
Mhm.
The enemy skirmishers, lob one last volley, then basically turn and run, but are quickly caught up and are getting trampled as we speak. They've been pushed back into their own phalanx line
Excellent.
and are
Excellent.
generally just being crushed. As you look, their line
That's
in
a great
general
description.
is still advancing.
Yeah.
The enemy cavalry over on the right has wheeled about and is now facing towards you.
Yeah, I assumed as much. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course your own infantry is moving to catch up. They're a little bit ahead of the phalanx line now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yours
Okay.
is the only side that's engaged. It looks like there's some skirmishers are engaging on the
Yep.
Egyptian side, but pretty much it's you for now.
Okay, cool. Wait, if you scroll to the my infantry just there, aren't they? That's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can see my infantry. Okay, so my orders. So just to clarify, I don't give any orders to my elephants and light infantry. They'll just keep going forward and engaging, I assume.
Okay.
So that's fine. So you just peel around to the cavalry for a sec for me, please.
Yes.
Yeah, it's there. So their cavalry is about in line with my infantry. Interesting. Right. Out of interest, I'll ask a question. Can I give an order to my infantry and then gallop off to talk to the other commanders, or is it one or the other?
You can do both of those.
Okay, so yeah, no order to the elephants and light infantry. They just keep doing what their previous orders were. The medium infantry will actually. Can you pivot straight forward again, please? I want to see if there's any cavalry in front of me. No, it's all phalanx and infantry, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, phalanx. Alright, cool. So my order will be for the medium infantry to halt and then pivot to face the light cavalry to form basically a barrier between us and the phalanx. And then I'm going to gallop off towards David and Simon, who should be on the closest side of the phalanx to me, to tell them about the light cavalry presence about to hit us in the flank.
Okay. And just so you know, I mean that's perfectly fine. You can also write a dispatch in your channel.
I'll write dispatch. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, how long is is there any difference between writing a dispatch or like time wise it takes?
In this
Is
case,
it the same?
it's the same, but you
Okay,
get the benefit
so
of staying here to make see how.
Perfect.
Things...
I'll order my medium infantry then, and I'll stay here and write a dispatch to to David and Simon, because they're in the same voice chat because they're in the same place, I believe.
Okay, got it.
Do I need to write anything, or do you do the writing?
No, you have to write it. So in your channel, the text channel called Chris, you will type.
Yep.
Exactly what you would tell your courier, basically.
Yep. So hold on. See, my medium infantry. Is there any length I need to stick to, or can it be like a couple of sentences, or
keep it short for realism? But no, there's no limit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. As halted. Perfect. Thank you very much.
All right.
How many? Two?
Now.
They're two each.
So
One hit.
And one.
All right. Let's see if we have anything to resolve on the right. Looks like we do.
The elephant. Yeah, the elephants kept attacking. It looks like.
Yeah, they're going right into the phalanx.
Oh boy.
Okay. Good luck. 4 elephants.
I know.
Yeah, that's not gonna go well.
I think we will. I'm gonna be kind.
Yeah.
So they're gonna
Give them
scare off these elephants, though.
a roll for the.
I'll roll for that. Let's see if any elephants stand. I can do combat on this wing if you guys. Well, if you do the elephants versus phalanx, I can do the rest.
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's see, so on 1, they stayed. No one stays. So they got spooked. I know what these guys would at least turn and face them, probably. And these guys would get a volley off before they ran. Ooh. Dead elephant. They're about to break the 3. And it's on the flank. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, the phalanx broke.
I'm not. Oh, looks like one of them did.
That's probably it. That's a mistake.
Phalanx should get an extra d6 against elephants. By the way.
Oh,
So make
okay.
sure to give them because they're good anti-carry. So give them an extra d6 when rolling.
Didn't matter. So these guys can shoot, right? It's right in front of them. Swens, did you already do the right hand ones?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have not done the elephant attacks, but I did the. I'm getting to those right now.
Oh, okay.
I gotta finish doing
I can do the elephants. There's 3 of them, right? Wow.
But I'm doing them right now.
Oh, okay.
That's down to 8. Oh no, that elephant is dead.
Dead elephant.
Incredible. You just flipped the elephant. I love it.
I could lock it and make it on its side, but I'm not gonna take the time.
I mean, I think inverting is much more surreal.
Alright. Is everything moved? Combat done?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, next turn.
That was bad for the elephants.
Echo crates.
Hey.
Here we go. Alright. Alright, you sound the order. The charge goes in, and it's pretty successful. The enemy infantry do turn and wheel to face you just as your charge comes in, so it's not on their flank. But still a powerful cavalry charge. One unit of Greek infantry are already breaking on the left flank. Surprisingly, the Libyan Javelineers are holding, but they're getting trampled, and then kind of a similar story in the middle. The enemy elephants have charged forward, and then now your skirmishers have fled. They're charging straight into the phalanx pikes for the most part. Some of them are a little bit on the right, and they have scared off your own elephants who are fleeing from them. One of your elephants has died from mostly a mixture of javelin fire. Your infantry are holding position. It looks like your hidaspists are turning to just face the elephants, but otherwise not moving. The enemy, both lines are continuing to advance on each other, and that's about it.
Okay. I suppose I'll send a rider back to my infantry. Just ordering both the both units, the Libyans and I forget what they're called, like the Hippestastes or something. Both units to go after the enemy elephants.
Sorry, say it again. One more time. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna send a messenger back to my infantry in the back, the Libyans and the elite infantry, and tell them to attack the enemy elephants that are still off on our flank there.
Got it. Okay. You're staying here?
Yeah, I'll stay here and continue to fight with my guys.
Okay, perfect.
All right, not a big deal.
Dionysius.
All right, here we are. I need to pull up the recording. I'm trying to pull it up.
You good?
No. We don't want that. We want this one. Sorry, I almost opened the wrong one. All right, I'm good.
All right. So I moved you back kind of in front to see things. I wasn't sure if you wanted that, but
okay.
So your Libyans are taking off. Of course, they're at the far right, so now they're heading towards the center. In the meantime, your Ekkorai cavalry have turned and are now moved in front of the elephants. The elephants are more on the right, as you wanted, with the infantry coming up in the rear. The enemy, you can see actually 2 units of Tarentine cavalry, one behind the other now. And then now that you're a lot closer, the Arab warband. Both phalanx lines are continuing to converge, and there are sounds of battle far off to the other end of the line, but you can't really see that now.
All right. I want my medium infantry to move up into the, well, more or less stay in line, but they can move out a little ahead, but they're to engage with the Arab warband.
Okay.
And continue to keep the cavalry in front, and the elephants will begin to swing out to the right and into the left. Am I allowed to give? Is that too many orders?
That's too many. So you could say, so everyone's generally advancing now. So you could say infantry pull ahead of the cavalry, or you can say elephants move to the right, but not all of that.
Yeah, elephants move to the right.
Okay. So right of the cavalry.
A little more to the right.
Just on the far
yeah.
flank. Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
Thank you.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, James.
Let's see. Your dispatch rider was sent, and I think you got one from David as well.
I did, yeah. It said send situation report. I think so I might send another one. Is there a limit on how many dispatches you can send?
No, I mean, normally people don't abuse it too much, so
that's fine. Yeah, no,
you've got a cadre of like couriers and staff with you that you can send out 2 or 3 at a time to relay messages.
Okay, cool.
All right, so your elephants have charged forward and are heavily engaged with the phalanx line now. You hear the trumpeting of elephants. So far, lots of men killed. It doesn't look like any elephants have died, except an enemy elephant has died. Your own elephants have scared off the
nice.
enemy elephants, so although you can't see it now, they're fleeing towards the rear. They didn't like the smell.
Way!
The smell of your elephants.
It's because mine are bigger, you see. Bigger is better.
Yeah. There is bad news, though. The enemy cavalry have charged on your flank. One of your infantry units did manage to turn in time to face them at
Thank
least.
God. Thank God for that.
But one of them has already routed.
What?
And the rest of your line looks like it's close to routing as well. You do have 2 units not yet engaged in reserve, so they'll be able to plug any gaps. But flank is.
Can I see what cavalry they are?
They are Greek mercenary cavalry. Oops, what just happened?
Right. And I'm assuming, just out of curiosity, trying to command elephants is basically not impossible, so I shouldn't even bother, to be honest.
It'll be hard now that they're in it. It'll be hard to get them to.
Yeah, that's fine. So what I will do is, so I'll see. So yeah, so they've all turned. That's good. You pivot slightly to the right, just so I can see my You got those two. So you got those two at the back aren't engaged yet.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So effectively, I think my orders would be to, for just the 2 that aren't engaged, just to basically, steadfast and as form a defensive barrier, basically. Yes. Yeah. Steadfast, brace for impact. I will send my second dispatch out to respond to my fellow commanders and say, elephants have engaged, but I'll write that in the chat. So yes, I'll send the dispatch, I'll write in the chat, and the medium infantry just basically hold and basically form up. The 2 that haven't engaged basically form up together to form a defensive barrier.
Okay.
Based in the enemy cavalry.
You got it.
Sorry, my daughter got knocked over, so she's in my lap.
No worries.
So if you hear sniffling. Oops.
Oops, sorry.
How old's your daughter?
She's 2.
Nice. What's her name?
Aurelia,
Ooh, I like it.
like Marcus Aurelius.
Hi, Aurelia. I don't know. She probably can't hear me.
It's okay. She's pretending to hear everything. These guys ordered a general advance again.
So I wanted your insight, James, into how you would handle this. The Egyptian Phalangites under Sisybius, they wanted to specifically try to drive the elephants back with their pikes, like kind of level them and just push the elephants back. Do you think that would even be possible? I don't doubt it, because they are elephants and they're huge, but like at the same time, if the elephants are getting scared by the pikes, maybe? I don't.
Yeah, that's a hard call. We can maybe here on the middle we can show them getting pushed back a little bit.
Yeah. I guess I could also just roll the combat for the because some of these elephants might die in combat.
Yeah,
and then
whoever's winning on the combat side usually gets to push a little bit forward.
okay, cool.
So I'll do.
But then
So the Arabs are the left side wing on the Seleucid side advancing.
No, they've been ordered to halt.
Okay, I do think the Arabs have a ranged unit, so if they move just a smidge, they could start throwing.
Yeah, okay, that
So
makes sense.
we can roll for that, but I'll do the far. I'll handle this combat,
all right, I'll handle the big elephant melee.
and then Swens, if you want to do the skirmish fire against the cavalry, and there's a cavalry charge in here as well. Plus pill
Where's
test.
the skirmish fire against the cavalry you want me to handle? Oh, in there. I see that.
So
What are these Libyan cavalry? Oh my god, that's
They were ordered to charge up the middle.
all right.
I think they're gonna get. Yeah, they're gonna get caught against the
I think we
phalanx.
can just rule that is they are toast. I mean, they have what 4 defense? Oh god.
Well, they're going after the skirmishers, but they got too aggressive.
This is a
That's all right.
swimming water.
Yeah, they're toast.
This is a swimming water. It's not a lot. It's not a juice. It's not a cup.
Dang, that is the
no, it's not
cutest voice
juice. It's
ever.
coffee.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's a horse.
Yeah, it's horse seeds.
Ooh.
See the
Okay.
elephant?
Yeah.
What's an elephant sound like?
Yeah. So both of these elephant units dead.
Okay, flip them over.
It's singing.
I've converted them in the traditional dead elephant sense.
Horse is right there.
Horsies.
So this should be +2, right?
Last 2. Wait. You found the trash.
Is the combat all done in the middle and the other side?
Yep.
Are you all done with yours, Sean?
Yes.
All right, I think we're good then. Oh, now it froze for me. All right, let me erase these things. Very interesting. Now we're about to get the phalanx lines into it.
Yeah, that's gonna be the fun part.
Here we go. All right, Ecrates.
Okay.
So, generally good news. Your cavalry continues to push through the enemy ranks. The Javelineers have routed. The unit directly in front of you is routing. So there's, in terms of who you're engaging, there's only 2 units left of Greek infantry still standing on the flank. Your men have taken some casualties, but obviously they've taken a lot more. The elephants continue to be engaged with the phalanx lines for the most part, and some of them are starting to die. You can see your Libyans and the Hydaspists have advanced and are engaging with a few of the elephants.
Okay.
And your own elephants have stopped fleeing, and it looks like their riders are trying to get them to turn around at least. So they're kind of hanging out in the back line. And as you look towards the battle proper, or the main phalanx lines, still converging, not quite engaged yet, but very close to it. And you can see the enemy commander ahead of you, Chris the Feared.
Okay, so the attack here is just generally continuing. I'm gonna ride. I want to ride to my right and join the cavalry unit that's chasing this routing unit here,
Mhm.
and I want to try to lead that cavalry unit towards the enemy commander and try to attack him.
Okay. All right, you got it.
No formation. All right, and here's the umpire. Hello, James.
Here's the umpire. All right, we're back.
James, a couple questions for you, or one big one, I suppose. How effective are enemy warband versus elephants?
So they're light skirmish cavalry, so they would be fairly effective as anything can be, because they would be loose formation and lobbing arrows and javelins.
That's the warband, right?
Yeah,
They're not mounted. Yeah, okay.
So
All right.
their cavalry would not be very effective against your elephants.
Okay. And how do they do against my cavalry? My cavalry have a pretty distinct advantage or not?
This is your elite. I don't know if they're heavy, but they're your elite cavalry. So versus the Tarentines, you would think that you'd have a bit of an advantage, just cavalry on cavalry. Plus, you have more than them.
Yeah. Okay.
So you got your cavalry's nice and formed up, infantry behind, elephants on the right flank as ordered. The enemy has not really moved, although the Arabs are lobbing or firing arrows and javelins, mostly arrows actually at this range, into your cavalry, with some casualties starting to occur. You mostly lost sight of the Libyans as they charged into the middle. So who knows what's going on down there. But both phalanx lines are close to converging and engaging. And that's it.
All right. Cavalry attack enemy cavalry.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Greetings, James.
I'm back.
Go back. What disaster awaits us?
Alright. So, your elephants continue to engage with the enemy phalanx line.
Oh, that's they're up in the air.
They are starting to experience some casualties. It looks like 4 elephants have died against those long pikes. The rest are still engaged, and the enemy is experiencing heavy casualties as well.
Nice.
On your right side, the Javelineers are breaking and fleeing. 1 unit of your Greek cavalry are fleeing. The Neo-Cretians have advanced to stem the tide, and you got 1 more unit left that are about to be engaged, but that flank's at risk of being overrun. And this cavalry's barreling down, chasing down the Javelineers, and actually coming straight for you.
Yeah, I know that's what's going to happen, isn't it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on. So, is that 3 units of cavalry there? Or is it 2 units? 1, 2. It's 3.
It's
Jesus,
4,
that's a lot of
actually.
cavalry.
They got some.
Oh my God. It's the whole might of the enemy cavalry. The light infantry are screwed anyway, so they can pretty much just Oh, gee. Out of interest, just looking at that light cavalry, the rules question, engage my light infantry. How easy is it for them to come forward and then pivot all the way around, 90 degrees, and then go forward again?
Who?
Is that a one move thing for this type of cavalry, or
to go forward, pivot around,
and then hit? So come forward, pivot all the way around, and then come hit me in the flank. Is that a likely? Is that an easy thing that can happen?
Like them hitting these guys in the flank?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, I assumed as much. Yeah. Okay, so the elephants just keep doing what they're doing. No water there. Pivot to the right slightly. How's my unit on the far right doing? Is that engaged with that cavalry there? Is
They
it?
are engaged, yeah. So they're holding right now, but
Jeebus. Do I get in danger of myself?
you do.
I do. Right.
You can be
All right.
killed.
Well, okay. I thought I much. Right. So what I will do is I will Oh Christ Almighty! And what about the unit? Not the one closest to me, but the one engaging with that battle cavalry at the front. How's that doing? Is that one that's nearly routed?
This one?
That one there, yeah.
It is routed.
Oh, it has routed, right? So that means that's right. So what I will do then, considering my men are just basically going to hold, my elephants can't do anything. My javelin men. I mean, the only order I'm going to give therefore is for the javelin men to advance, to try and push through where the elephants have made a gap if they can.
They're routing.
Apart from, oh, they're routing. Okay, that's fine. Ignore that then. So considering all my men are just holding, I would just tell them to keep holding, and I will fall back towards the tail end of my phalanx. You know, the big, yeah, that basic battle line. Yeah, basically, yeah. So therefore, I don't get completely overrun.
Okay, and your message was to David and Simon.
Yeah. Put it in the.
You may want to add your signature to it so they know it's from you in the future.
Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on.
I mean, they probably can tell from your elephants, but.
Hold on. Let me just put CB. There we go. I've signed it. Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right, I got it.
To do considering everyone, the elephants are attacking. Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much, James.
I can actually take more combat than that. I don't know. Oh, they're bringing the heavy cavalry.
I'm done with my movement. Just need to resolve combat.
They are charging. I think we'll be nice and do that.
What side are the Persian archers on?
Uh,
They're on the Seleucids, right?
Which way are they facing? Yeah, Seleucids.
I just want to make sure their facing is correct.
James, are these elephants going to rally, or should I basically just keep moving them off the map?
I'm moving them.
Okay.
They didn't rout. They got scared, so they can come back potentially.
Okay.
They're just keeping away from the enemy elephants at the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I can do everything on my side of the white line. I can do more if needed, but
I'll handle the continuing elephant silliness.
okay. And Swence, you got everything else?
Yeah.
Let's see. So I do 3. I do 2.
Would these Libyan cavalry just surrender, or would they actually rout?
Route. They would. I mean, if they went down to 0, they're just going to turn and run.
Okie dokie. How far do cavalry move when they rout?
Same as their move speed. Maybe slightly faster, but their move speed was 7, so you can move it through their own lines and kind of disrupt the phalanx, move it forward if they are moving forward.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
It
What were the order? orders for the center phalanx? I'll just move them to the other side and mention it.
Bad rolls. Getting rid of some of the dead elephants.
Has anything been rolled on the left? Or is that fresh?
Depends on what you define as left.
The Seleucid left.
No, I can do that. Let me do. I'll just keep the wings
You sure?
generally.
Oh, okay.
I'll do that. Oh, what just
What
happened?
the heck?
Oh, did you pass the line? Where did this phalanx come from?
He might just have been copied. I was copying dice, and I think
Oh,
I copied 2 units. Yeah, that was a copy.
Alright, so their attack is 2.
Oh.
What? Oh, it's the household cavalry. Elite. Oh, crap. No. Shoot. I'm going to have to rewind. Hold on.
It's okay.
It's going to really mess things up.
We will pray.
It somehow deleted a unit. I didn't even click delete, but I like selected it and it was just.
You know what? I had that happen when I was using my wife's Mac. It's very annoying.
It's thinking.
I think I'm gonna crash.
Yeah, it might crash you. I'm sorry. I don't have an easy way to get that unit back. Otherwise, it would have. Okay, it's loading for me.
Yeah, I think
Some
I'm
sort of
good, but everything's displaced currently.
Yeah, just give it a minute.
Some
It's
sort of
still.
stand base.
Swence is dead.
Yeah,
Silence.
Spence was deswenced. I'll need to
I survived.
I'll need to figure out where I was in the resolution of those phalanx versus elephant fights.
Yeah, hopefully it didn't lose much of that, but it might.
Yeah. No, I mean it's fine. I remember where I left off, and I remember basically what happened. So, just to say that the one phalanx. Jesus.
Where's the guy that's supposed to be guarding? Oh, there he is. Guarding the left flank.
It's not letting me back in.
So Luke's got good rolls this turn. That's 2 hits. Alright, do I need help with combat anywhere?
Oh, actually, I did miss one.
Are the phalanxes not touching yet?
It probably should be on at least on Zarina's side.
Well, the Seleucid ones halted.
Oh, did they?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then maybe not.
The battle maybe decide on the wings before the center even does anything. We'll see.
All right, I just crashed the desktop like again. So One of you might want to do the finish wherever the elephants are. I left off with that middle phalanx unit that's being attacked by the 3 elephants all routing. And that's as far as I got.
I knew it.
So like that one on the sides needs to be done probably.
All right, say that again. Which ones did you do?
I started from the furthest left and worked my way in. The second one in routed. And then that's as far as I got.
The phalanx unit or the elephant?
The phalanx unit finally routed after just a series of rolls that didn't go well for it.
So that one's routing. Did you roll for them to do damage back to the elephants already?
No.
Okay, so they'll do.
That's where I'd left off.
So they're doing 1, 2, 3 damage back. 1, 2. They're doing 2 damage. The elephants are doing 4.
Third time is the charm we are in.
Just oscillating between we're so back and it's over.
Those elephants died. Okay.
My daughter stole one of the pages of the rule sheet, so.
I'm promoting you. Combat's done. Should be good to go. Oh, get rid of the lines. Alright, Eka crates.
Okay.
So, you move to directly command your cavalry on the right. You lead them past and through the javelineers, essentially running them all over, leaving maybe a few behind you. But the enemy general flees to the safety of his phalanx line, and as you are chasing him down, the enemy heavy cavalry, led by Antiochus the Great himself, is riding forward. So they're moving directly at you.
Okay.
There's 2 units of enemy infantry that still hold. You're still overall winning there, but of course your cavalry's slowed down. You got 1 unit of reserves not engaged quite yet, and still pushing them back. The rest of their infantry should be shown that way. They're routing. Their phalanx line is just right on their flank. They're advancing. Both lines look like. Actually, I think their line stopped. Your own line's advancing. Behind you,
Okay.
the elephants are continuing the battle of the phalanx. More elephants are dying. It looks like one of the phalanx units is broken and is fleeing. And then your own Hydaspes and Libyans are now fighting those other elephants on the edge.
Okay. All right. I want to send my cavalry unit that I'm with forward into the enemy's cavalry before it can really deploy. And then I want to ride back and join the bulk of my cavalry back near the enemy's javelineers and other units back there.
You're going where?
I want to go back and join my other cavalry units that are still fighting the infantry.
Okay.
Just me personally. I'll send my cavalry unit that I'm with currently on to engage the enemy cavalry before it can really deploy.
Got it. Perfect. Okay.
Here we are.
Here we go.
All right.
Big moves time.
I don't know. Maybe in a couple more turns.
No, you ordered the charge. It happened. All right. Your cavalry has charged the enemy cavalry and are engaged in heavily melee combat. The enemy warband froze on me. They're mostly holding position, lobbing their ranged fire into the flank of your cavalry, and a little bit to your Thracians and Gauls who've advanced and are now in range. Your elite household cavalry are kind of holding up the rear in reserve, and your elephants are still moving forward on the right, not engaged yet. Of course, you're in the midst of it, having led your cavalry forward. The two phalanx lines are... The Seleucid line has stopped advancing. Your own line's still moving forward. And that's it.
All right. What is behind the enemy line? What's their second line? Can I see that or make that out? Thracian?
Some medium infantry, Thracians, and...
All right. What are they, spearmen or?
Yeah, they got spears. So they got a little bit more Arab warbands behind the Arab warbands, and then a couple hundred Thracians
All right.
with spears.
All right. I want to go ahead and send the elephants around to strike the enemy rear. Not quite in the middle, but close to the middle, you know. So the idea now is to support whoever is on my left by sending the elephants on a march across the enemy rear to do what elephants are meant to do in this period.
So avoid the cavalry, keep going in the rear, and hit the infantry.
Yep, especially the bad guys, not the war band.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about the war band. It's the real stuff that we want to make a difference, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's going to take time for the elephants to go, so I'm giving that order now. And then I'll worry about my medium infantry and their war band on the next turn.
Got it.
Oh,
The umpire's coming in.
oh,
Hey,
James.
I think, did you already give your orders, or did you just do it?
Yeah, no, we've done it. Sean came in.
Yeah,
Okay, so you gave Sean the orders for your units?
for turn 6, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Any questions?
No,
No.
not really. I think it's just a bit touch and go at the moment.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, thank you. So a little analysis mid-game. It's probably a mistake to send these elephants against the phalanx. It really took away the advantage they had there. They'll suffer for it. It was a good call to send the heavy cavalry to face them. It'll stop basically what would have been a devastating flank attack, because once they broke through here, had the heavy cavalry not been here, they would have hit the flanks of the phalanx, and that would have been bad. As it is, that heavy cavalry will countercharge and probably break them, basically shoring up this flank. I don't think the elephants are going to break through the phalanx here completely. They might get close, maybe a few spots. But on the right side, the Egyptians have better quality cavalry and more of it, so they should break through here. Plus they got elephants moving in the rear. These elephants are really going to wreck things once they get over here. So the Seleucid left is also in trouble. And if the fact that they deployed basically their last reserves over to shore up the right, which was the right call, because if they hadn't, it would have been worse. But now they got nothing to answer against the elephants here.
All right. I don't know if you've kept up on the ambush plan at all.
I have not. Are they launching it?
Well, it was a conditional plan where they were supposed to kind of like peek over the hill and start their ambush whenever the two lines engaged fully.
Okay.
So I think they should start moving now.
Do it now.
Yeah.
I'll show them. They're coming. Alright, so I'll do combat outside the white lines.
And I don't know if I can touch this, but basically he wants this unit to go and try to engage the elephants to protect his rear.
Okay. That's a bit
Okay.
So, Sisybius wants to lead the phalangites against the elephants.
personally,
Yes.
so give him an extra d6 for the fight, and then we'll roll to see if he dies each turn.
Excellent. He dies.
So this
On the right, these guys are charging. They're just trying to get engaged with the enemy cavalry. That's their goal.
so they'll be coming around next turn. Alright, I'm gonna do combat outside, on the edges on the outside. If you guys can do the middle.
Thank you.
Oh, that's...
Did the Egyptian phalanx move? Or are they just standing there still?
No, the Egyptian phalanx also halted.
Oh my god.
Oh, really?
They're just gonna look
yeah.
at each other?
True ancients battle, they'll taunt each other.
Yeah, the only thing that happened is these peltasts were told to go attack the Persian archers, but that's the only thing that happened.
The effect of the French tauntings.
Oh,
Oops.
and the elephants do nothing. So, okay, and then I'm gonna roll for Sisybius getting dead. And I rolled a 6. That is this your standard, James? Is that where a 6?
6 is dead, yeah.
Okay, so Sisybius is dead.
Okay.
Rip.
Put him next to an elephant. But give him a d6, extra d6 for the turn at least.
Okay.
For the fight.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a +1 to all units, isn't it?
I was gonna narrativize it as he does kill this Indian elephant unit.
Yeah,
He kills an elephant, he gets crushed by it.
Make him sound like Legolas, but then he gets crushed by it.
Yeah. You like jump up on the elephant, you're like hacking away at it, and then you just get crushed. Which is like, 90% of the time probably what happens if you kill an elephant. Okay, and then these peltasts do 2. The Persian archers do 1. Are they in range? They should be in range.
Yeah, they're in range.
No damage, and archers, they inflict 1 damage. And this kills the peltasts.
Wow, bad roll. That's enough.
The Libyan cavalry will continue to rout, right?
Yeah, they're probably done for the battle because I don't think anyone's going to stop them.
I'm gonna keep moving them.
I'm gonna delete some of the fire dead elephant.
These guys.
What's the elephant?
All my combat's done. Need any help in the middle?
Will these remaining? I mean, do the elephants rout at any point? If given the sheer just like slaughter that's been happening over here, or are they gonna just like fight to the end?
How many are left? Oh, there's not many left.
There's like two elephant units are
Yeah,
alive.
let's
The
have
rest.
them out. They can. They're fleeing.
I mean, just they were gonna get killed next turn. I mean, there was at this point no chance of them not.
Okay, we good? I guess there's no combat in the middle, so.
Yeah, they're just standing there.
And I've effectively reduced my workload by killing my players.
So you can, if Achilles wants to hang out with Marshall as like a 2IC, he can now.
Yeah, sure.
Or whoever. Alright, Eka crates. Where's Eka crates? Hello, sir.
Hey.
Alright, lots of combat swirling all around you. You fall back to behind your cavalry to command them again. The cavalry you sent against Agama and his companions, which are the elite of the Seleucids, do charge bravely, but are quickly routed and are fleeing now. You do have one of your units that was fighting the infantry. They've taken too much casualties. They're breaking. So you got two more units remaining to you for cavalry. All the enemy infantry has broken, but their Zisterfroy cavalry are now charging forward in on your flank. I mean, they're almost upon you as we speak. To the right, essentially all but 4 enemy elephants have been killed, and those elephants and their riders are fleeing. They are fleeing kind of into the rear of your line, but fleeing. So the phalanx lines are heavily disordered from the elephant charge, but they held for the most part. And your infantry have taken a lot of casualties, but they held as well. So that's the situation. Both phalanx lines have halted. Neither are advancing, so they're kind of just staring at each other. And that's it.
Okay. Let's see. What are we gonna do here? I'm gonna take both of my cavalry units here that are in front of me, and I basically want to lead them in a retreat, just 180 degrees to the rear, and try to pull this enemy cavalry just kind of away from the battle in general.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Who was bigger, you or the elephant?
Oh, I don't know. Probably the elephant.
Uh,
Hello, James.
I'm told he pulled a Legolas and tried to climb on top of the elephant,
slide down the trunk
slide down the
kind of
trunk,
thing.
but
Yeah.
then the elephant landed
It's,
on him.
Yeah.
it's funny. I just went over there to inspire my guys, and next thing I'm taking on an elephant in one-on-one duels.
So a trick I learned is have peanuts. Have circus peanuts for them. They
Or a
love
mouse.
Or mice, yeah.
those. A
Yeah.
mouse. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So, your cavalry combat continues fairly even, although you may have a slight upper edge. To the left, your infantry, the Thracians and Gauls, have engaged the Arab warbands, and in most cases, the front line has broken of the Arabs, so they're already breaking through, which is good. The phalanx lines on both sides have halted, kind of staring at each other at spitting distance, but neither advancing. As you look to the rear, you can see your Libyan cavalry fleeing, routed and disordered. So something bad must have
Hey
happened
guys,
there.
see you later. Okay.
And then, of course, your elephants are making their movement around the rear of the enemy as ordered to get into the infantry line over there, heading that way.
All right. Yeah, I really hope they hit engaged infantry and not unengaged infantry that turns around and faces. I want my reserve cavalry to begin killing anything that's fleeing.
Okay.
So that warband that's running away and anything that starts streaming from the battle, my cavalry orders to my free unit are to just kill them as they run. Kill them. It's time. It's time for the fun part to start.
Got it. Thank you.
So, okay.
Which what the hell's? Oh, hello, umpire
Hello,
James.
gentlemen.
Hello, umpire James.
Have you been given an update yet?
Yeah, Sean came in, told us about what was happening with our upside down elephants against the phalanx.
Yep.
And we can see some. I've sent you a couple of messages off on the old chat. I think that one was from last turn and one this turn. Basically, I'm ordering Simon to advance, and Gary can just hold up what's left of the enemy on the left by dying. And we'll just keep, and we'll win the battle from there. But yeah, I've sent a couple of messengers out.
Okay.
I think one was last turn and one was this turn.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
All right. Cheers, James.
So these guys are gonna wheel. Ptolemy the Fourth has gone back to hang out with the elephants.
Okay. That's all she wrote.
This is something I've seen in a couple of the phalanx battles I've run, where like both sides just do not commit to the actual push of pike. They just kind of leave that, and then in the end, it just makes it so that your phalanx can't even perform any kind of role because you just don't. You let the action on the flanks decide everything, and then you can kind of call the battle when whoever ends up on the flanks with more numbers.
Yeah, and really this, well, so the Seleucids have slightly less phalanx numbers, but a higher quality. But the Egyptians should really be using their numbers to advantage. Like if they advanced here, like this one would be to get on the flank of them. But
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that they have not decided to just attack at this point.
yeah,
Especially seeing, because I mean, Serena can see from where he is that these elephants are behind the lines now, and can't really make out what's going on in this cavalry fight yet, or at all. But
So he wants us to attack.
I'm done on my end.
oh crap! Hold on. Don't touch anything. What did I do? Okay, I accidentally copied the map. Whew. Right, 3.
One of the only real losses was all these elephants being being flipped over on their sides.
And he wants them. But, oh, elephants got all knocked over. Let's see, they're doing 2. Yeah, the Seleucid left's about to go. But they are going to hold on the right with their... for the Agama and the companions, the heavy cavalry, what were their orders? Were they just to keep chasing?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will effect a chase.
They want to drive off all the enemy cavalry, but not engage any infantry. That was the order.
I think we lost an elephant unit.
Yeah. One of them somehow, I think, slipped below the waves.
That's right.
Sand. I think I also lost an infantry unit somewhere. Like this. This was a double line, and now there's like a stray Greek mercenary phalanx here. But I don't remember if they were quoted in there.
Yeah, if you're pretty confident, then you can make a copy and bring it back.
Yeah. I genuinely don't know. I mean, I don't know that. I don't know. My instinct would just be to leave it as is, because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to like mess anything up.
Half their starting morale. What was the Nacretian infantry starting morale? Was that 4?
Either 4 or 6, probably. Where's the Neocretians? Did they get rallied?
They're medium. Yeah, they got rallied.
Yeah, if their attack was 2, it's probably 4, so yeah, come back to 2.
Okay. That's what I was guessing, but it's the first successful rally I've seen.
Yeah. We actually did have quite a bit of rallying the last game. Someone was rallying their cavalry a ton, they were getting good rolls on it, but by then it was game over anyway. Alright, I think that's all the combat is done.
Alright, great.
Next turn.
Go get.
Alright, crates.
Okay.
So you sound the retreat. Unfortunately, not all your cavalry was able to get away in time, so let me turn around for you. So you got 1 unit of your Greek mercenary cavalry. They are slightly lighter and faster than the Agama and his companions' heavy cavalry that are chasing you down.
Okay.
But you are getting chased down by the enemy elite cavalry.
Okay.
So you got 1 unit of cavalry still in good order. The other unit, they're kind of lost now, but they got engaged by the Zisterferoi and are probably routed by now. Your elephants, you can see them better now. They're kind of sitting there waiting for orders, especially now that all the enemy elephants have fled. And your infantry have reformed facing north, also awaiting orders. And
Okay.
that's it.
All right. I think I'm gonna continue on trying to lead this enemy cavalry. I'd like to try to guide them towards my elephants, and I guess I'll send a rider as fast as he can go towards the elephants with orders to start moving towards the enemy cavalry.
Okay. You got it.
Oh. Hey, James.
Hello. Alright. Gotta get over to your side of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. So, pretty much good news. The enemy cavalry have broken and are fleeing. Your elephants have charged and engaged. The enemy did manage to get some infantry to face them. The very Thracians you were worried about, they did send to meet them. But your elephants charged in and are just absolutely wrecking through their lines at the moment. The Arabs are all but entirely routed. 1 unit remains still coherent. The rest are just being run over by your Thracians and Gauls, and your household cavalry are riding over there to follow up as ordered. Haven't quite caught anyone yet as they got over there, but they're heading that way. And the battle proper, their center, it looks like both phalanx lines are not moving.
Yeah, send the cavalry to support and protect the elephants. It's everybody protect the elephants as the elephants go now.
Okay.
More or less, that's all we can do is make sure the elephants get to some meat and potatoes. So if I have to give an order, cavalry support the elephants now.
Okay, you got it. Gentlemen, checking in. You've been able to give orders?
No, we haven't had any contact. Is this now turn 7 or 8?
I'm not keeping track.
Okay, but no, we haven't given orders this turn. we haven't had a sit rep from Sean.
Let me do that real fast then.
That's right.
So, Chris was able to successfully rally the Neo-Cretians, so they are reforming and reorganized.
Yep.
And they have stopped fleeing, which is good. Your cavalry have continued to pursue the enemy cavalry, and the enemy cavalry have essentially fled. Yuzistra hit one of their units and quickly surrounded and absolutely decimated them. Your elephants, you've got 4 elephants that are, I'd say, semi-routed. They could be rallied. Of course, you got infantry fleeing in the rear. So their cavalry is basically fleeing right now from your heavy cavalry. They are faster than your heavy cavalry, so they're keeping away. And then their infantry line generally is just reforming. You can see they have some elephants far in the rear that are milling about, and then both lines, infantry or phalanx-wise, they're just staring at each other, yelling taunts, that kind of thing.
Right. So, what's happening over there on the left?
So on the far left, you can see enemy elephants in the rear of your line, looking like they're engaged with something on your left wing. You can see cavalry movements and battles, but you can see a lot of your own units fleeing, which doesn't look quite good. But
Gary is collapsed.
Yeah, exactly. We have to go now then.
Yeah. So the orders for this turn is my heavy cavalry will keep going forward, and with the idea of we'll see off their cavalry and turn into their flank if we can.
Okay.
Christopher, you need to rally the elephants if you can and follow me up and advance the rest of you. So everything with Christopher goes with me.
What is the likelihood of rallying the elephants, James, out of curiosity? Is it like a lost cause, or is there some sliver of hope?
There's a sliver of hope.
Okay then, I will. What I'll do, my single order then will be to send my rallied men forward to support the attack, and I'll wander over and see if I can rally the elephants.
Okay.
Just out of the sheer hope.
You got it.
And again, another messenger to Simon saying advance.
Make sure
he needs to know attack.
Write it in your channel.
Yep. Okay, I'll do that again. Yep.
Hey James, did you get David's orders too, or just Chris?
Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh yeah, I did get both of them.
Okay, great.
So let's see, they're fleeing. Actually, they're probably dead.
I assume they're upset that their central command didn't follow their order.
I may
But
be late to the choir thing.
The battle's on now. We've got a lot of rolling to do here.
Okay, that's good to know. 7, and we got to be there at like 6:15. Tell them to come here at like 5.
Elephants can move. Where do you?
Wait, I won't go quite that far.
Oops. Wait, I thought they were moving to 4. Isn't that 40?
Yeah, well, they just got ordered to move, so it'd be 20.
Oh.
By the way, James, I think we missed a turn on the ambush units.
Oh, we probably did. Yeah,
No, I just. The only thing was. The reason I did the full 40, James, was because Ptolemy was physically rode to the elephants, told them to attack, and then rode.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and move him 40 then.
Like, just because of the... Yeah, because he was right there, I gave him the full.
Yeah, we'll move that.
We do need a death roll too on Gary. I'm going to start setting up the center.
And then these Egyptian Phalangites are not moving because he hasn't had a chance. Like, Ptolemy just got there, and he gave his one order to the elephants, so all this is just going to stay. But
I think they launched their ambush a little bit late. This is pretty far away.
yeah, I don't think that's really an effect on the battle.
It was too far away to start with, I think.
If they had like chosen to deploy more to the left than the center, that probably would have worked better. Alright, I have tons of ruling to do.
Sean, are you getting all the phalanx battles right now? It looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Trying to.
Let me know if you want me to roll on James.
Could you do the blue side?
Oh yeah. Sure.
I'm just gonna do the reds.
Do the blue side as in reduce the blues casualties.
No. Roll for the blue dice and then reduce the.
Oh, these are all. I see that none of these are rolled. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't roll any.
Wow, I rolled 4 ones.
Amazing.
The Agama and his companions are super elite. Is that the only combat over here? I guess so.
Are they? Oh, the Agama fighting the elephants.
Yeah.
That potentially could be bad for them.
Alright, let's see.
None for you.
Don't forget about our death roll.
Ada didn't die. Let's add his roll to the fight, and he helped.
Wow.
I'll say he killed an elephant. First-handed.
Center is done.
Blue center is done.
Yep.
They're getting charged on the plate. I'm almost done.
Just very carefully getting rid of the dice.
Yeah, don't over-grab when you
Yeah, I know.
delete.
I always like touch them to make sure nothing else moves.
Yep. Alright. So we got pretty good pace. We've been going, what, 2 hours now?
Yeah, we started pretty slow though. I mean,
Yeah. Make sure, I think you guys have been doing good, but make sure to forward any messages.
Oh. That's it.
Sometimes I've been copying it even though.
yeah, we sent there a couple messages twice, but that's okay.
Yeah, better's twice than not at all.
Yeah.
Alright, crates. So your cavalry, you flee towards the elephants, sending a order for them to charge, but before your courier even reaches the elephants, they're already on the move. It looks like Ptolemy had been with them and had ordered the exact same thing as you. So they charge forward into the enemy heavy cavalry to stop their advance.
Okay.
Unfortunately, those cavalrymen are good stuff. So they do kill one of your elephants. You got 3 remaining, and they're being followed up by the Zisterferoi as well. Um, your own infantry stand at the ready. You still got your 1 cavalry unit here with you. Elephants are engaged. The rest are still fleeing. And looks like the phalanx lines are advancing again. Can't really see the fight from here, but they are moving up.
I guess if it's possible to, I guess my first priority would be send an order to the infantry, my 2 infantry units there to advance and engage the enemy cavalry. If I'm able to continue leading my cavalry back towards the enemy cavalry and my elephants to join in the fight, then I'd like to do that. But
yeah, because their last order is basically to follow you. So if you go that way, they'll follow you.
Okay, I'll try and join in that fight then. There.
And you just rode. Oh no, you just got a dispatch. Okay. All right.
You're in a firefight, you know. And
Hey, James.
Go ahead.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
All right. Dionysius. So, continue to have good news, really. You're just rolling up the enemy flank. The last of their infantry is breaking. Their commander himself, Gary the Feared, is fighting in the front line. Somehow he's surviving as he dashes in the midst of your elephants and cavalry.
That's because our elephants aren't dying and falling on him.
Yeah, you need to order one of your elephants to die and fall on him. Other than that,
Well, who am I, Mustafa Kemal? You know, I am not ordering you to fight. I am ordering you to die.
So your cavalry joined, and really that's their hit on the flank of the Flacians. What's finally broke them. You can see your household cavalry chasing down the enemy in the rear. Some of your Thracians are turning to face the enemy phalanx, which is also refusing the flank. And I don't know if the Seleucid phalanx line is moving, but the Egyptian line is definitely advancing again. And it looks like they haven't engaged over here, but they're moving. As you look down the line, you can see some enemy elephants. You think they're enemy elephants. You see elephants moving to the rear. A lot of dust and stuff over there. Can't really tell what's going on, but that's just what happened.
Okay. I need my elephants to attack intelligently. I'm going to just assume that whoever is driving an elephant, that they know how to, you know, avoid the pointy parts of the enemy phalanxes and attack the dull parts of the enemy phalanxes. So that would be my only order if I had to give that order to them. If I don't have to give that order to them, direct cavalry and such to continue attacking enemy forces. Just start rolling up the line. That would be my order if I don't have to tell elephants to, you know, not, you know, to do smart things. As for the enemy commander, I'll go ahead and just attack him myself, hopefully waiting for when he's avoiding an elephant foot or something, and then just kill him. I'm not looking for an honorable man-to-man fight. I'm just looking to kill the dude.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's eliminate him from the equation.
Okay. All right, Chris. Hello.
Hello, James. How you doing?
Good. All right. So, share my screen. You move up to the elephants, and you tell their drivers to turn them around, and the drivers are like, "We know," but the elephants are being stubborn. So you've not been able to really rally the elephants or get them to turn around yet. They're still moving away from the battle. No success there. As you look behind you, it looks like the Agama and his companions have the enemy elephants have charged them, and they are engaged. It's kind of hard to see how the sides are doing, but he's followed up by the Zisterferoi, so it's got lots of reserves and seems to be holding at the very least. The enemy, you can see movement. The enemy phalanx line, the Egyptians are advancing on your own phalanx line, and I think engaged in some places.
Mhm.
And that's the situation on this side.
Interesting. Is there a limit to how many times I can attempt to rally elephants, or now I've attempted once? That's pretty much it.
No, you can keep trying every turn if you want.
Okay. Okay. What I'll do? I'll give it one more try, and if they don't rally, I'll then pull back to my original position to the right hand side of the main phalanx line.
Okay, got it.
Right, thank you very much.
Let's see. Do you have Gary, or is that Sean's?
Hmm?
Do you have Gary?
No, I don't have Gary.
Okay.
I only have, and right now I only have Andromachus and Palomares.
We're gonna roll and see if Gary can. No, Gary died.
No,
Sorry,
Gary.
Gary. Actually, not really combat here. That's phalanx combat now.
Oh yeah,
Attack
in the thick of it now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Did the maybe this is a Sean question? Did the Greek phalanx engaging the Egyptian phalanx like because these Egyptian phalanx didn't quite have the speed to make it?
You should make him touch because I don't want to wait anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, bad roll.
This works for me.
Whew, 1, 2, 3. 2 back. Man, the elephants are just rolling terribly. 1, 2. Shoot. Let's see, 3 with a bonus. 5.
All right. I informed the man of his death.
Okay.
Um,
He can sit to I see.
do you want him?
Someone. I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Do we want to put him somewhere? Because
I'll
still a lot of.
I'll put him with David.
All right. Perfect.
And now we see if IKS dies. Wow! Everyone's dying. Alright, that happens.
Everyone's dying except for the infantry.
Yeah, the infantry are just not doing anything to each other.
Not a lot of good rolls.
It's going to be the tale of two flanks overrun, and we're going to have to play that out. Because the Seleucid left is definitely done for, but the Egyptian left is also in trouble.
What happened to the... Oh, yeah. The Egyptian left is way further back than I thought it would be.
Did
Okay.
the Cretan skirmishers, are they rallied? Can they do stuff?
No one's like gone to rally them or anything, but yeah, otherwise I would say they can do stuff. Yeah.
Did they rout? Or are they just
No, yeah, the Cretan skirmishers. Yes, no, they're fine. Yeah,
okay.
they're good.
Alright, well then I'll have them lobbing stuff on the edge.
They don't have any orders or anything.
Alright, they'll just help against the cavalry. Alright, I did all my
That was a
combat.
really underwhelming series of rolls for the Egyptians. They didn't do anything.
Did both sides get rolled in the center?
No, I just finished all the Egyptians. Now I have to do all the, or
Okay.
unless if you can do
So
all
we
the
need the
Seleucids.
Okay. I will do that quickly.
Do I need to help, or you got that combat?
Oh, I got it. Just trying to carefully select the dice. Ah, wasn't careful enough, I guess.
Lots of. This happened last game too. I was rolling sixes for everyone to die.
Yeah, although we did retcon one last time too.
Yeah, we did. Well, yeah, it was an early one. But...
It's quite deadly, I mean.
Yeah, the 1 in 6, more than 1 in 6 chance of something horrible happening.
Yeah. Oh my god, at this pace, the infantry battle is going to take eternity.
Well, it's more... Oh, I gotta move the flankers too. I don't think he's even noticed him yet. I need to point it out. Yeah. Your bag? What bag? Oh, crack your bag.
Alright, I'm done rolling everything. I just need to clean up. And I applied all the losses.
Yeah, I don't think... I need to look over in the direction of the approaching infantry. Okay, we ready?
Damn it.
Yeah, just cleaning up the last dice. Okay, I'm good.
Alright, here we go.
All right.
So you turn your mercenary cavalry around and lead them to assist the elephants. Unfortunately, the Zisterferoi are there, and both sides crash into each other. And with you leading your men, you are caught in the melee and killed. Um, so I'll put you as 2IC with Ptolemy, I guess, going forward.
Okay.
But before you die, you can see your elephants are having a tough time. You're down to 2 against Agama and his companions. And what else is there? Your infantry are also engaged with the cavalry. So you're holding the line here, but barely. It's the elite of the enemy heavy cavalry, so
Gotcha.
it's a bit tough.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to move you to Ptolemy now. You can hang out with him. And have
Okay.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
In my chat GPT instructions,
Hey,
and
James.
I don't think.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. There's James. Of course, we got James. With Ulysses S. Grant here,
Yes.
so he's kind of spoiled the whole. You've ruined the whole Kriegsspiel, James, by not updating your avatar.
Updating it
Something's
to what?
dead in front of you.
Huh?
What am I supposed to update it to?
Your avatar. It needs to be like a
Something
god.
ancient.
Oh.
Yeah, an
Yeah.
ancient god like
Maybe
Ares or Mars.
Zeus or something.
Yeah. Okay, so I see
So
we're gonna
you have
make some glue
engaged
here.
Gary the Fearful, or feared, I guess he's fearful now, and unfortunately gotten the better of him. Well, unfortunately for him, gotten the better of him. And so your wing continues to basically just chase down the enemy advance. Your elephants, it's a bit disorganized and disordered now, but the elephants are advancing, a little bit caught behind the infantry, but moving. Your cavalry's moving. No one's engaged yet, but the enemy phalanx line has refused their flank, so they got 2 units ready to receive you. One thing to note, and this is big, you've noticed some Greek light infantry have emerged from the hills and are running towards you from the rear.
All right, tactically, what do I know about Greek light infantry? What are they armed with? Spears,
They got
swords,
spears. They're
anger,
loose order formation, fast
philosophy.
moving.
Okay, loose spearmen, huh? All right. How are my mediums? Do I have any medium units in good order?
Yeah, all your Thracians and Gauls are in pretty good order still.
Okay, yeah, Thracians and Gauls need to refuse and meet the Greek light. The elephants are not to engage. Again, fall back from the pointy stuff and stay back, but try to find an opening. Actually, I can't give 2 orders, can I?
Yeah, which is it?
It's going to be that Greek infantry, Thracians and Gauls.
Okay.
We'll have to trust the elephants not to do anything asinine.
Yeah, well, you already ordered them not to go towards the pointy things, so.
Yeah, perfect.
Hopefully that
And those horse hooves, send those to the glue factory.
Okay, got him.
All right.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
All right. Unfortunately, you were still unable to rally. To rally the elephants.
The elephants.
So
Yeah.
they continue
Yeah.
to flee towards the rear. Your cavalry continue to be engaged. You hear
Mhm.
the pained trumpeting of elephants as they continue to be cut down by your heavy cavalry.
Mhm.
To your left, you can see the phalanx lines are now all pretty much fully engaged.
Mhm.
And that's it.
Interesting. Are my Neo-Cretans still advancing up, although I assume? Is that them
You
just
know
there?
what? I forgot those orders. I will double advance them next turn.
That's right. Yes, that's right. No, I will ride over to them then and then support the Neo-Cretans advancing to then join the kind of the right-hand side of the phalanx line.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, because the elephants are lost. All right, thank you, James.
Thank you. actually not sure who he wants them to. He'll get the turn.
I'm going to start on the rolls for the center. Need any help with combat? Or you good? Pretty much done here. Actually, this guy would probably engage here, right? All right. Red side's done.
Is blue being done still? Swens? You're muted, Swens. Swens? Oh, no, you're not muted.
Yeah. No, I just finished the blue side phalanx.
Okay.
Nobody's doing any damage.
Really?
Oh, well, I mean, some damage, but like just not much.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Just an
just tougher.
I think I can see who's gonna win, but we'll still do a couple more turns before.
Oh, did someone do the? Okay, yeah. You got the left side, James.
Yeah, I did it all.
Okay, cool. All right.
Let's start deleting units. All right, next turn. Oh, I don't have echo crates anymore.
It was for the original one. Hey, James.
Hello, hello. All right.
All right, here's James. All right.
So you give the order for the Thracians and the Gauls to reform and face the incoming infantry, which they do. They not quite made contact, but are just about to.
Okay.
They're able to reform in good order and are ready to face them. Your cavalry and elephants continue to move over to the enemy flank. The enemy main line's pretty well engaged, so they just have some heavy infantry basically kind of guarding their rear now, but you're moving around on their flank, so they're turning to face you as you do so. Your household cavalry have essentially killed and run off everyone they could, so their commander has sent a courier to let you know he's coming back. And is awaiting further orders, and your own Ekakori cavalry are also moving forward kind of on the elephant flank.
All right. This is
Hey,
going to
James.
sound.
Is that a drone over there?
Did you see a drone?
Oh,
over
in
here?
the screenshot. Yeah, there's something in the screenshot I saw.
Yeah, there's
too.
something in the air. I could swear it looked like a drone.
I don't see it anymore.
Yeah, I think the camera angle has to be right for it to appear. But anyway,
Okay.
my order is, and I don't know if I want to issue it to elephants or cavalry, but this is going to sound very Greek. But find an exposed backside and poke it. I don't care where it is along the line, but find an exposed backside and well, there
I guess
you
you
go.
could just say, move forward, and then turn left and charge the center of his phalanx line. That would
Well,
probably
yeah,
do it.
it's whatever target of opportunity.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
he turns around and refuses, don't attack it. But that's great because now he's offering his rear to our main force. So yeah, find a rear and poke it. And I suppose I would issue that order to the cavalry at this moment. They are a little more mobile and
Okay.
fast.
And where will you be going or staying?
I'll stay close to the elephants for the moment because my next order will probably be the same one to them.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you have?
Yeah, I was gonna say go with the cav. I'm gonna ride with the cav. We're gonna get a little stuck in.
Okay.
We're gonna have some fun.
All right. Those guys are facing the wrong way. All right. Hello, Chris.
Hello, James.
Hello. All right. So, you abandoned attempts to rally the elephants, and
Yeah, lost cause.
join your Neocretans, urging them forward. They rush forward to hit the enemy line, and they are about to slam into the flank of some Egyptian phalangites.
Nice.
You do receive word from your cavalry that the enemy wing commander, the general, has been killed by your Zistraferoi. So that's good news.
Great.
Also, it appears all the enemy elephants have been killed.
Oh, whoa!
So
Oh, nice.
Your cavalry are still engaged, and unfortunately, your Zisterfroi nearest to you are routing as they took a phalanx charge in the side while they were engaged. So you have lost one of your two Zisterfroi, but the Agama and the companions and the other ones still seem to be doing good. The Neo-Cretans are charging into the flank of the Phalangites, which that should do well. Of course, you see more. There's some here and here, and then all along the line, they're pretty well engaged.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's not much I could do. I think just continue the assault into the flank of that phalanx, and then if successful, pivot to then keep hitting the rest of that phalanx in the rear.
All right, you got it.
That's it.
All right, one more giant phalanx push. Let's see if they've got what it takes. It is.
Turn at some point.
So the center, like, form a square with their rear units here, basically. Like that.
So that rear phalanx line's facing behind them now, right?
Yeah, they should all be about faced.
Interesting. Because the cavalry were ordered to hit where they're exposed, but I guess they'll just keep going if they don't see where.
I mean, where they're most exposed is arguably, I guess, kind of behind them to the left. They're probably not going to see.
Where?
Like if they, where this line is just kind of all, wherever this hard these guys are. It seems like a good place
Are
to
they not ordered
like.
to like turn and face them though, or what are their orders?
No,
Oh,
these guys over here are ordered to basically extend and get into battle here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they might do double envelopment, cross completely behind. It would be unnerving to have cavalry riding behind you.
Did these skirmishers already fire at the elephants? Oh no, they're one. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, get closer.
I'm gonna roll my things.
All right, my side of the phalanx is done. And one guy's broke.
Yep.
Is there going to be like another attack or anything when they? Sorry if I don't. Is there like a any chain attack or routing? Oh yeah. Here.
So for chain routes, if for every unit next to them that's routing, if their morale is already to that level, they route too. So if they're a morale of 1 and the unit next to them routes, they route too. If they're a morale of 2 and 2 units next to them are routing, they route as well. So you can do it that way.
This winter flank I think is gonna probably collapse within the next turn.
Yeah. Did you already moved the green stuff? Movement's done.
Yes.
Combat's done.
I'm just finishing combat.
The Seleucids could do the same though, so their main heavy cavalry just broke through the enemy left line, so they could also come in behind. So it's not completely done. They got 2 cavalry units they can do something with. So we'll see what they do with them.
All right, I'm done with my combat.
All right. Next turn.
Oh, there's James.
I'm back already.
So soon. We missed you.
All right. So
the dulcet tones of James.
the enemy, so they had a second line of phalanx units, which basically have all turned around to face you. And so as you lead your cavalry looking for an opening in the enemy rear, you're not really seeing one yet, or you haven't seen one yet, though this unit up here isn't facing you, and they're still advancing forward. So you're almost actually to the far right of their line now. So they're basically their whole left and center has something at least to face you, and so you've not charged in. But there is a juicy target here. There's also a general. Oh, there's CIC standing there as well. As you look behind you, you got your 2 cavalry units following you, with the household cavalry catching up. Your elephants are falling behind, but they're obviously not as fast as your cavalry. And
That's okay. Orders to the household cavalry are to strike the CIC. The rest of the cavalry, the juicy target.
Okay, got it.
Yep. Let's take the easy money. All right.
Hello, Chris. Let's go. Let me know.
Hello, James.
Hi. Let me know when you can see the screen.
Hold on. Pop out to another window. What? No, give me a sec. Let's watch stream. Oh, let me just stop watching for a sec. Hold on. Dive. It says you've popped out the player to another window. What?
You can pop the screen. I don't know if you have two monitors or something open.
No. Hold on.
You might be hiding behind your main monitor or your main display or something.
Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. There we go. That's why. Oh, it popped up a second one. You're right. For God's sake. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can see it now.
All right. So, your Neo-Cretans charge into the side of the enemy phalanx. It is quite devastating. You kill many of them. It's not enough to entirely rout them, but it's quite deadly. Unfortunately, another enemy phalanx advances on your flank, and your men already pretty tired from the fighting so far. It's too much, and so they've broken. As you look to your cavalry, essentially your cavalry have basically broken through the entire enemy line, both cavalry and infantry, so they are at the moment chasing them down, but the enemy is just fully routing over that direction. And as you look to your rear, you can see your intrepid commander, but and the phalanx lines I think are fully engaged. You are troubled to see enemy cavalry. The Egyptian cavalry are riding behind your lines, coming towards this way.
Interesting. Jesus, right. So no, my men are dead. That's fine. They fought valiantly. I have a choice now. Do I either go over there or tell Brown? Okay, well I'm gonna attempt. Well, my men are lost cause. I'm gonna ride off to join the heavy cavalry attack with David. Then hopefully I can relay some messages.
All right, so you're going to your CIC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and your cavalry there to just keep going.
Well, they're not my cavalry. They're Brown's cavalry. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It is his heavy cavalry. All right.
Yeah, I'm just go. Yeah, this is my last year. I'm just gonna go off and join him so I can relay some messages.
Yep.
That's literally it for me because my men are dead.
I forgot it's his. Yep. All right. I'm gonna go ahead.
Right, thank you very much.
Well, no, wait. I'll move you to him next turn.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. So they're routing. Were you able to get orders, Swens? Crap. Should be locked. Why is it doing that? Did David order anything for his heavy cavalry? What they're supposed to do?
Yes, continue pushing through the flank, and he's actually trying to ride to them. So I'm trying to figure out the route he would take to do that.
I'll just go around that.
If it would require a roll or not.
I think.
Do you think it should?
No, it'll be all right. I'll just
It'll be okay.
Put the two of them here.
Okay.
Oh, so they turned around.
Yeah, they turned around that way.
How's the phalanx fight going? Who's winning that?
It's pretty close.
Except the Egyptians.
So the Egyptians
have a reserve in the Seleucid
Yeah,
reserves getting turned around.
So the Egyptians would win in the long term. Seleucids haven't been rolling particularly well.
Sorry about that. I think I'm finally functioning again.
Yay.
I didn't get Zarina's orders,
Why don't you,
but
probably wouldn't be too much to it. You can go get them real fast if you want. If like these Greek mercenaries on the flank of these guys here, any flank attack, especially against flank attack, should get an extra d6, and against a phalanx unit should get an extra 2d6. So I don't know if who these red dice for, but they should.
The red were for the Seleucids.
Yeah. So anyone getting a flank attack on a phalanx line should be getting an extra 2d6 on that attack.
So in other words, between the two of these guys, they should get 12. What? That's not possible. I didn't roll a single hit.
That's 3 hits, 4 or higher.
Oh yeah, there are some 4s in there.
That's,
I was just like 3, 2, 1. What is going on?
That's very low rolls though.
That's incredible.
so Zarina is also doing the turn the phalanx 180 thing in the back.
Oh man.
I don't think they're gonna be able to get much more done. They wanted like, oh, follow me. We're gonna charge the enemy cavalry, and I'm like, turn around first.
Yeah.
Gonna get that part done. You've wheeled these guys. Have you, Sean? Have you started rolling for my side or for
Yeah.
blues yet? No.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay, you already did the blue
Yeah.
rolls.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
These phalanx should have come up to attack as well. That was prior order. And these Thracians and Gauls over here, are they doing anything?
They just
They
ran off the ambushers.
okay.
So they're
Oh, those are enemy scrim. Okay, I see what's going on.
yeah, they just killed them. They're chasing them a little bit.
All right, center is done.
All right, next turn.
There he is.
All right.
Okay. The enemy phalanx, unfortunately, has orders to turn around and manages to do so in time. So, at the last minute, you pull your cavalry back and away from that charge.
Okay.
You're basically in the rear right of the enemy line. There's some archers over here firing with their flank exposed. Those are your units. So these Egyptian phalangites are all your phalanx line. So the enemy line that's engaged is actually that's not engaged. They're reserve. So that they got infantry all reserved here, but basically their back line is all facing towards the rear now. Your household cavalry they're a bit slow. They're heavy cavalry. They were chasing the enemy commander, but he moved up to join his own heavy cavalry, who is basically doing the same thing you're doing, trying to get behind the line and over there. So that's the situation. From where you're at,
All right.
you could charge in on the flank of these guys without them getting to turn in time, or you could hit the archers as well.
Yeah, let's hit the phalanx from the flank.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh, and you receive a courier arriving from the Thracians and Gauls far across the battlefield. They confirm that they have routed the enemy infantry and are waiting further orders. So.
Well, I can't give them orders quite yet.
Yep.
But let's hit that phalanx target of opportunity.
Okay, got it.
So we'll hit them and then get out. Hit and run. So okay.
All right, thank you.
not completed that manoeuvre yet that my cavalry could engage before they finish.
It looks like the weaker areas are up ahead, kind of near the center of the line.
Yeah, and so in that case, then my order for this turn will be is to charge them before they turn about.
Okay.
So, and Christopher.
I mean, I might as well just follow you because again, my again, just to recap, my one unit of Neocretans smashed into a single phalanx and did pretty good damage to it. But then at that point, it was so tired, it just basically destroyed itself. So
Okay.
yeah, so effectively, we've got a couple of enemy phalanx units kind of hitting the side of our phalanx. But yeah, I'll just ride with you and
Really, it's so. Do we have a view of the battlefield from our current perspective?
Oh my gosh, I wasn't sharing the whole time. I am very sorry.
Yeah.
I wish
yeah,
you had
it's
said
just loading
something
now.
earlier.
Yeah, you guys see it now. Yeah, see it.
Okay, so this is actually from Chris's saddle. But as you can see, the enemy rear area here is pretty undefended. That's what I was trying to show you from your saddle.
Well,
Yeah.
their second line has done what your line did, so they've turned around and are.
Yeah. So there's not really a weak point like what you were ordering about.
Oh, I see. Okay, then.
Can you look to the left slightly? See what's on the left.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
There you go, over there.
Who's right in that case? Then, if there's going to be no weak point to hit, I will recall my cavalry to go on take on his cavalry that I can see in our rear.
Mhm.
So I'll bring all my cavalry straight back to engage his cavalry.
And I'll just tag along.
Yep, well, you could just shore up the left flank. Hold the left flank.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, all right, thank you.
chain route.
I was about to suggest that I thought the chain route rules weren't generous enough, but then as I was started resolving this, they all routed.
I mean, it really is a chain route. Once everyone's weak and
Yeah, once everyone's been degraded by a couple turns of combat, and then like 2 or 3 units break, then 1 unit breaks, then another unit, then yeah, just all down the line, the whole Seleucid line just completely broke.
yeah. Is that corner unit holding? That's impressive.
No, wait, which quarter unit?
This one here.
This is an Egyptian unit.
Oh, never mind. That's why.
Yeah, that's Egyptian.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
cavalry.
so
Actually, if they're routing, these would raise some route too.
nobody's held. Okay. I don't know how far you want to apply the chain route, but this back line would probably run too at this point, I would think.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah.
Well, we can. I mean, leave them as they stand. We'll show it how it is.
Yeah. So they only, I don't think it makes a difference, but Simon was ordering his second line to go and try to help his left.
So they can.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We should do that.
We can show them
Yeah.
moving.
So let's
Turn.
just arrange
It
them.
won't be enough, but
Well, yeah, they wouldn't really be able to move. They basically just do a 3 or a 180 or a 90-degree turn,
was it
move a
all
little
the back
bit.
line?
No, just the 3 furthest to the left.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna.
So
they're gonna just see if their friends running too. So,
Okay. That's. I think that's decisive. Are we done rolling?
yeah, I have not. I've done everything on the phalanx line. That's it.
Okay. Let's get rid of the dice and then. Do we need to roll for the Egyptian line still?
Oh, yes. I mean, unless
We should roll.
Yeah, I haven't rolled anything. Yeah, we should roll it because I think a lot of them are right on the verge of breaking as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll roll. Once I've rolled, I'll delete. Oh wow.
five dice for the.
Let me know when you're done.
I will. I'm trying to do them quick.
2 hits.
Yeah, this is not gonna cause the kind of chain route that they're gonna need, unfortunately, for them.
Alright, we don't need to roll then. Or go further.
Yeah, there's enough of them that are gonna hold, but it's not gonna matter.
Alright, I'm gonna bring everyone to the lobby.
This guy, let's say this guy's broken. He was at 1, so I figure he can break, but then no one else is gonna.
Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's joined this chat.
Oh,
Alright, welcome everyone. You I was about to say you survived, but some of you did not. So well done, well played everyone. This was a fun one. So this is the post game. We've reached a decisive conclusion, and I'm going to go over what happened and where we're at currently. And then what we like to do is kind of do a post-op. Everyone, the umpires will take turns kind of describing what they witnessed, some good things and bad things and ways to improve. And then the players will get a chance to share their experiences and what they learned and experienced. So I'm going to share my screen. This is the end state. So both sides had a double formation, which when you see the other game, you'll see they both sides had a single line formation stretching all the way across the valley. It was interesting that this game was opposite with double lines, so very deep lines, which was good. Meant the game lasted a lot longer, but that's fine. I think it was the right call for both teams. But also the middle didn't really engage for a long time. Both sides were hesitant in the middle. I'm interested to hear the reasoning for that. So it was definitely a battle of the wings. And so if we're looking north from the Egyptian point of view, the Seleucids had all their elephants over here on the left with some cavalry. They had their heavy cavalry in the rear, just reserve, and then a little bit of light cavalry and the Arab warband over here. The Egyptians were more even split, so they had the Greek mercenary cavalry on their left with half the elephants, and the other half the elephants with their more elite cavalry. And both sides generally advanced. The Seleucid right was a bit more aggressive and sent their elephants in early. I think this was one of the earlier errors in that the elephants charged the phalanx line rather than the cavalry or their lighter infantry. And so they did disrupt the line and do heavy damage against the phalanx, but the phalanx is pretty well suited to do damage with their long sticks. So that was probably a missed opportunity on the Seleucid side. And so the Egyptians were doing a pretty good job. The cavalry had moved on the flank and then charged in on the vulnerable infantry and were essentially routing the left flank until the heavy cavalry reserve was deployed. That changed the fate on this side, was enough to basically destroy the Egyptian left wing and their elephants and ensure this side was safe. At the very end, they're running back to rescue their rear. On the right side, the Egyptians they had the numbers advantage, they had the elephants, they had the cavalry advantage, and they used it. And so they basically swept up. They did a good job sweeping up the Seleucid left flank. The Seleucids did have a surprise ambush, which I kind of liked. They were hiding here behind the hills. Unfortunately, that was launched a little bit too late. And so by the time they arrived, the Egyptian right wing had already defeated the Seleucid left wing. And so when they arrived, the Thracian and Gaul infantry here was able to reorder, organize, and face them. And so the ambush just wasn't early enough, and didn't work. I did like the idea of it. And it may have been better had it been cavalry. And also, if you had deployed your line closer to these hills to where they didn't have to run so far when they launched their ambush, that might have done better. Both sides their second line ended up turning to face the rear because as the Egyptian cavalry moved into the rear, they were looking for an opening. The Seleucids were refusing the flank and then guarding the rear so they didn't get it. So they ended up coming all the way around over here and then finding an opening here at the very end on some phalanx lines charging in. And unfortunately for the Seleucids, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. The front line had seen enough, and so we've had, at the very end here, we've had a chain route along the whole Seleucid front line. They do have their second line, so they're not completely lost, but the Egyptians are just in a much better position to keep chasing and continue fighting. We have the elite heavy cavalry coming to help out here, which it will help. Unfortunately, it wasn't fast enough to help the routing infantry, and so I think these two they're probably evenly matched, so I think they would be able to fight it's a 50-50 toss-up who would win that, but with the rest of the army routing, it's basically over for the Seleucids at that point. So that's the game call. It was really enjoyable. I'm really glad. It's fun to have the Loughton Redcoats with us. You guys did really well and had a good, I think, generally a good eye towards how to make things work. So we're going to go first hear from the umpires and then the players. So we'll start with Swentz. Him and Sean managed the middle more, so I can't speak as much what happened in the middle.
Yeah, thanks everyone for playing. This was a lot of fun. Just seeing both team strategies unfold, it was a lot of really, I think, deliberate, intelligent play from everyone from what I saw. I was in charge of the IKS team mostly in terms of resolving their orders. So I had Ptolemaios, Sisibios, and Dandramekos, I think, under my control, and under my sort of resolving. In any event, so the Egyptian Phalangites, the Makomoi, they were very disrupted early on by that initial elephant attack. Unfortunately, and I think this was just probably the only true blunder that I saw in the entire game is that there just wasn't enough support with the elephants. The Syrian elephants, or the Indian elephants commanded by the Syrians, basically attacked. They disrupted. They caused a lot of chaos for a long time, but there just was no exploitation of that chaos. The infantry was too far back, and overall, both sides were very cautious in how they employed their infantry, not really attacking. I'm really interested to hear sort of what the thinking was there. I don't think it was a mistake necessarily, but it basically gave the battle over to the cavalry and to the elephants, and I think if the Syrians had just employed the elephants slightly better, this would have been a really, really different game because, or just not even really necessarily changed what they did with the elephants, just have some infantry behind the elephants to kind of take advantage of the holes that are opening in the Syrian line, or in the Egyptian line. Over on the other side, I had Lake here in the middle. And this was really just this was just a slugfest once it started. It was just two lines pushing pike. I thought what really ultimately was determinative here was the Egyptian line just extended slightly further out, and so as soon as the I think it was Marshall's cavalry, as soon as they swept away the lighter troops, that freed up the Egyptian mercenary phalanx to hook in and start attacking from multiple angles. But even that wasn't particularly decisive until the end. It all came down to the left flank, in my opinion, and I think very overall the Seleucid use of their elite cavalry was great. You did a lot to really pull apart the Egyptian line here. I mean, everything was there. It just needed to all happen just a little bit more, like, simultaneously and sequentially, to just keep hits coming. Because I mean, that's in the end what routed the Seleucid infantry line was these Kakatori. I'm not. That's probably pronounced. Sorry, but the settler phalanx breaking just under all of the pressure of all of these things happening all at once, which then caused the rest of the line to collapse. It was a great game. It was great to see all of the thought and the planning that went into it. And thanks for having me, umpire James. It was a blast.
Thank you, Swins. All right, Sean.
Yeah, so I mostly worked with the Redcoats, and we were pretty much able to do, I think, everything that was intended, with the exception of the ambush, as we already talked about. But I think that the command of the cavalry reserve was very effective, and just holding that reserve in the first place is a good idea. the use of the reserve line from the infantry was also, I think, as good as could have been done given the circumstances. But when you have to face so many threats from so many different angles, it's really, really hard. Especially you can only really give one order. I think if you had been able to micromanage more at the unit level and kind of get your guys exactly where you wanted them for the reserve, it might have been possible to hold out a little bit longer. But given that the entire line ended up collapsing anyway, I don't think it made that much of a difference. The only thing I could have maybe suggested is trying to force a little bit of asymmetry on the line, so engaging a portion of the line earlier, and then that would have kind of created an imbalance point that you could have taken advantage of. And if either side had done that, it might have been really decisive. But otherwise, I love the deployments.
All right, thank you. All right, let's hear from the two CICs, and then we'll hear from other players. So we'll start with David on the Seleucid side.
Yeah, well, our plan, even though it didn't work, was basically we were had the elephants on the right to do the hard work, phalanx holding the centre, and the left with our weaker cavalry was designed. We were designed to advance slowly but on echelon, so that the elephants are going first to sort out whatever they have to deal with. The phalanx advanced so it could just fix what was basically superior numbers we believe to our front, and the left was weakish, so it would hopefully draw in an attack from them, and then we could deploy the ambush. And that did work, but obviously two things went against us. First of all was we didn't realise, I think, quite how badly the Arab warband would perform against the troops that were sent against it. Obviously, the ambush didn't really come into play the way we wished. And after that, I think once that left wing effectively collapsed, we were pretty much on the back foot. And it's just a question of whether our elite cavalry reserve could do the damage before the rest of the army collapsed, which it almost did, but not quite. So very good. It was a good game, very good game overall.
Thank you. Ptolemy?
Yeah, just to follow up on that, I think the Seleucid deployment was really good, and in particular, your heavy cavalry reserve really scared me about halfway through the game because I didn't realize what it was. I was on my own left wing trying to go right, and then I saw that cavalry blob start moving, and then I dropped everything and went back left to sort that out. So I thought that was very well done. Our deployment was the way it was primarily because James told us that our elephants don't like your elephants.
Yeah.
And I think we saw them when our elephants just ran away, smelling yours. So we split them, hoping that you guys wouldn't split yours, and that somewhere we would get to play with elephants. And it turned out that was on the right. But we didn't have any expectation until we actually saw your deployment as to whether we'd be pushing on the right or pushing on the left. But Marshall, who I'll let say his own piece later, commanding our right, did a really good job today when we first saw your deployment, identifying what he was going to have to do and doing exactly that. So thank you to Swentz for umpiring me, and big thank you to all my players, especially Achilles, who joined like last minute at 6 o'clock in the morning and may or may not have been crushed under an elephant. But at the end of the game, I was commanding 2 dead players worth of stuff, but they had set me up in a really good position. So thank you, and thank you for running it.
Thank you. All right, now we'll just go down the line of all the players in, I guess, alphabetical order. So Andromachus.
Yes, so I was in command of the Egyptian center right, almost the center left, dyslexic. I was in command of the center right, and my job was fairly simple. It was to pin the enemy in place. I knew that victory would not come in the center; it would be coming on the flanks. So I was going to be fighting a battle of attrition.
it was going to be a slugfest no matter what on my end. And it was just fortune that turned out that, hey, my line was a little bit longer than the enemy's. So I was able to curl around the flank and get in a bit more effort that turned the tide in our favor, if not by a lot. It was still enough to carry the day. And to answer the question a little bit earlier about why I turned back was because the Seleucid heavy cavalry was in the rear, and my thought was that everyone else was focused on the fight in the front, and seeing as the line in front of me was beginning to give way, I decided to pull my second line to the rear and try to protect our rear from the Seleucid cavalry, which fortunately was not needed, but I was prepared to send in what I could to protect our own line of retreat.
Thank you. All right, Chris Brown.
Yes. So the first thing, really enjoyable game. And I think to just to echo what our team said, our whole plan was to kind of push forward with all the elephants en masse. If you had your cavalry superiority in front of it, throw them away and then get that heavy cavalry to kind of punch through the gap. But I think what stymied us was that really nice flank cavalry attack that came all the way around the flank. It forced my medium infantry to halt and have to kind of pin myself to that flank to kind of stop that cavalry from coming in the rear of us, rather than be able to push up with the elephants. Which meant, of course, although we kind of did what we wanted at the end with smash through the elephant gap with the heavy cavalry, you were right, there was no additional support there to kind of consolidate on that win. But I thought that was a very good tactic by the there. So yeah, but after that, obviously the rest of my whole flank collapsed, and I just went and enjoyed the heavy cavalry for. But yeah, but apart from that, I echo everything else everyone else said. This was a game.
Thank you, Chris. Glad you enjoyed it. Dionysius.
Yeah.
Oh, is the battle over?
Yes.
The battle ended. Do I get to rule Egypt now? Is it my turn to rule Egypt, or that's next year? All right. Sorry.
You are the hero.
I have recorded this live stream, which includes my thoughts and personal conversations between myself and Achilles. I'll post that to YouTube in a little while today so that you folks can kind of tap into what was going through my head the whole way. For me, the big thing was to be dynamic. I wanted to force the enemy to respond to me, especially when I saw that they weren't moving on the first turn. I'm like, we're the ones moving. We are in the position of dynamism. We have the initiative here. And let's start doing things that force them to react to us. My interest was to get the elephants to be the arm of decision, so I screened them with the cavalry. And as we got closer, I realized that I had overwhelming superiority on the right in terms of quantity and quality. My troops were better than the Arab war band. My cavalry outnumbered the enemy cavalry. And then I had the elephants, which had no counter that I was aware of. So once we got close, it was very simple: go cavalry, go infantry. Now elephants swing around to the rear. I don't know that my elephants even killed anything, or that they even really got involved, because we just started steamrolling. And then at one point, I found an enemy commander, and I gave the order to ride forward and kill him. And I apologized to whomever I did that to, because it's not particularly sporting, but it would be the right thing to do in that situation, because what I'm trying to do is win the battle, and I'm going to do that by breaking enemy morale, and I'll do that by eliminating enemy leaders. So it wasn't that I was on a headhunting mission, but I was just trying to end it. And then, of course, after that, it was just find an opening where there are no pointy boys pointing at us. And if you could find an opening, get in there and do ancient warfare things. And I guess it kind of worked out. So I feel good about my first Kriegsspiel win in 15 years. Thank you.
All right, Echocrates.
Hey, yeah, I was out on the left wing of the Egyptian side. I was just glad not to be totally overrun in the beginning, but I guess by getting out a little further on the flank, we were able to kind of hold things down until the enemy heavy cavalry showed up, which turned things around in their favor on the left. And then I got to die leading the cavalry charge, so that's good. Yeah, it went well. I had a great time playing, and appreciate you guys umpiring. It was a fun game.
Thank you. Gary.
I sat there and then got steamrolled by cavalry and elephants.
Not a fun position, no.
And assassinated, apparently. So, not much more to say apart from I'll kind of come back and haunt those ambush troops because they were freaking useless.
Thanks,
Gary. Gary,
yes.
Gary, were you the guy I killed?
Yes, I don't take it personally. I did decide to go and try and kill an elephant in person as my Arabs were proving useless.
He successfully killed an elephant.
I will offer libations in your honor, sir. Thank you for taking it in good sport. Thank you.
I'm already several libations in. I wouldn't worry on that score.
All right. Two more. Simon.
Yeah, hi. I was the Seleucid center. So first of all, I just wanted to say this was my first ever Kriegsspiel game. Really enjoyed it. Thank you to all of the umpires and everyone that set it up and ran it. It was a great experience. Thank you. We had a kind of a simple plan, which was hold with the left, feint with the center, and punch with the right. I mean, that was it, I think, in a nutshell. The thing that threw me was experiencing the width of the battlefield. So we were getting stuff coming round on both of our flanks, which definitely threw me. I was reasonably happy with what was happening in the centre right until the end, where I was just having to shuffle my second row of infantry around and around, trying to avoid an opportunity for the enemy cavalry to charge. But I think I just got stretched a bit too thin. So it was a great game, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone involved.
Thank you, Simon. Sibius.
Yes, sir. I had a great time. I've always wanted to play in one of your first-person view games. This is my first opportunity to do that, so I really enjoyed that. I was over on the center left of the Egyptian line with the commanding the phalanxes there, and I think, as was mentioned earlier, the key thing on that side was we got that big elephant charge very early on, and the key thing to it was that it was unsupported. I mean, combined arms works in every era, right? Because it was unsupported, even though it disrupted us, we were able to withstand it, and then start killing those elephants. And and once that happened, I think that really decided the situation over there, because it kind of freed up everything else. And anyway, yeah, the primary thing was, if it had been supported, it probably, it would have been a very different fight over there. And for myself personally, I also killed an elephant. Unfortunately, it fell on me and I died. So so I expect a really lovely pyre and many lamentations at my great funeral.
Thank you. Well, big thank you to both teams. Redcoats, you're welcome to play Kriegsspiel with us anytime. You're out of the tournament, but we'd love to have you any other time. It was good fun. I've got to drop. I've got to run elsewhere, but you're welcome to hang out here and keep talking. And best of luck to the Kriegsspiel Society as they continue on in the tournament.
Thank you all very much.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you,
very much.
everyone. Thank you, James.
Yeah,
Yes.
cheers, guys.
GG,
Thank
man.
you.